So someone has discovered too late that you're too smart to be fooled. Okay, they're trying to pull the wool over your eyes. And this is for very nefarious reasons. They want you to be the scapegoat. They want to be controlling. Okay, this is someone who feels safe. At the core of themselves is a lot of fear, and they feel safe by trying to control you, by making you feel like a terrible person, by projecting all of the difficult and hard to swallow truths of themselves onto you, making out that you're a bad person, twisting the narrative. Anything which is a poor self-image, they will say, is you. This is someone who's taking zero accountability as well. Like they want to use you to misbehave and be controlling and be very toxic, but then they want to turn around and make out like it's you so that they can get away with being extremely abusive and toxic. And they're trying to fool you by making you think that you're the problem. Okay? And this brings them a lot of pleasure to see you suffering, see you squirming, suffering. But now that the tables are turning, they've figured out, they finally realized too late that you're too smart to be fooled. They can't pull the wool over your eyes. So everything is backfiring on them. They're getting into trouble, okay? They're being exposed. People are seeing the truth. You're seeing the truth. They're seeing the truth of how evil this person is. They may have been trying to steal other things from you, take other things from you, your time, your energy, your resources. Perhaps they want to get you in trouble at the end of it all. It's to try and save themselves because they're afraid of getting in trouble, but it's all backfiring. They're blinded by their ego. They think people are going to just believe what they're saying, but people have seen their masks slipping too many times. People have seen their true colors, so they can't fool people any longer. And this is why they're running scared, is what I'm hearing. And they're running away because they're fearful of this exposure. We have the Emperor here. This is your authority, okay? They totally underestimated you. You are someone that is balanced, you are stable, you are a leader, okay? They thought you were a follower. They totally misinterpreted who you are. Perhaps on the surface level, your true self is hidden in plain sight. This person, they looked at you on the surface level and just assumed you were a follower. You were a sheep. You were just going to follow them in terms of follow the narrative, follow the lies, the web of lies that they are weaving, and believe that they thought that you are weak-minded, but they were completely wrong. Okay? You are the strength. You hold the authority in this situation because of who you are as this powerful, indestructible soul. And so I'm seeing like their ego so inflated that they totally believe that you would I'm seeing like the potted piper, they would sing their tune or say their narrative and you just skip along following them and believing completely in what they were saying, even though it's complete nonsense. Okay. They thought, if this was a, in quotation marks, romantic situation, if they were trying to pretend to be in love with you and love bombing you and all things like that, they totally believed because their ego is so inflated that you'd fall hook, line, and sinker into falling in love with them, getting emotionally attached. And then they totally believed that your emotional attachment would cloud your judgment and you take it all personally when they were using you, abusing you, twisting everything, being extremely critical towards you. They totally thought that you would they assumed that you were very insecure, obviously, but this is about sex security and stability. They thought that you would be so insecure and desperate that you would need them, but the truth is you would have had to have been very desperate to have wanted them or needed their approval. It's just ridiculous. Okay, they fooled themselves. You came into their life so that they would be fooled. It's like the divine brought you into their life so that they would fool themselves because you're the anomaly. You're very different from what they've experienced in the past. Unfortunately, I do see a lot of people have fallen into the victimhood of becoming emotionally attached and taking it all personally and jumping through 1,000,001 hoops just to try and get this person's love and approval. But you are different, okay? Yes, you may have had to jump through hoops, but it wasn't for their approval. Perhaps it was to try and avoid being further abused, but even then, you woke up to that, okay? They totally underestimated you. They're shocked. You've pulled the rug from beneath their feet. It's taken them a long time to realize the truth, okay? But it's already too late for them. They've already done too many things. They've already exposed themselves in too many ways, and it's really taken them by surprise. At the end of it all, when you've walked away from this person, they were so shocked and so offended. You've created this huge narcissistic wound to the point of narcissistic collapse, that this is when their true colors really shine through for all to see just how evil they are. Yeah, movement, they wanted you to get stuck. This is the Eight of Wands. The Eight, it's like they wanted you to get stuck in a loop with them. They are trying to keep you imprisoned, like mentally in a mental prison where you were confused. They were purposely trying to disable you, dysregulate your emotions, confuse you, all kinds of things so that you couldn't see clearly. And it may have worked temporarily, but you are a very powerful soul. You're very wise, you're very intuitive, and you're very sensible. Okay? You have a lot of common sense. Your head is firmly on your shoulders. Okay? You see clearly, this is your powerful movement forward. They were trying to stop you. They were trying to get you caught in that loop so that you were chained to them. But this is you unstoppable, moving forwards very powerfully. And it shocked them. I'm hearing they didn't know what to do with that. They haven't known what to do or how to react, so they've been reacting very, very badly. Again, completely exposing their true colors for all to see. Now they're really scared because they're getting in trouble. You know, karma's coming back to bite them, so to speak, because they were the ones that ended up, they wanted your emotions to be totally clouded, but their emotions were totally clouded, clouding their judgment. This is why they were doing extremely foolish things, completely exposing themselves. Okay, they were trying to be the one in control and feel unstable by, controlling you and dysregulating you, but they failed. And when you came back into your personal empowerment, when you became stoic, when you became unaffected, unbothered, this totally dysregulated their emotions to the point where they couldn't take it. And they just needed to try and gain back control as quickly as possible. And this is when they did really foolish things. They were trying to get you under the thumb again. They were trying to get you back imprisoned. They were trying to get you to react, to feel in control because it's their fear. They fear being so out of control because they're very destructive, self-destructive, destructive to others. So they were needing you for stability, by dysregulating you and them feeling more stable and in control. But then you just flipped the script, you turned the tables on this person, and you took back your personal empowerment. Yeah, this is their huge narcissistic collapse here. The Three of Swords, this is a lot of wounds, okay? They try to stay in control in order to avoid their triggers, but you moving on, you seeing through them, you seeing who they truly are, it totally triggered them. It stirred up immense wounds, immense emotions. They couldn't take it and they have to act, okay? When they feel so emotional, they have to act on it. They're so reactive, because they have little control over themselves. And so, yeah, this is a huge narcissistic injury. They wanted to hurt you. They totally thought that you're going to be heartbroken, you're going to be crushed, you'd, be devastated to the point where you couldn't recover. But you always knew your worth. You've always known who you are. Or for some of you, you're realizing this. You're discovering, or you just always knew that you are this amazing, incredible person. And anytime they try to twist the narrative and use you as the scapegoat and make out you weren't doing enough for them, you are not good enough for them. You're a bad person. The more you just realize that they were crazy, because there's an immense chasm between, a stark contrast between what you were providing in this situation compared to what they were providing. You were providing so much. You were bringing so much to the table on so many different levels. And they weren't just bringing very little, they were actually bringing minus, okay? They were coming to the table and just stealing everything that you were offering and then trying to throw it all back in your face and make out like you weren't doing enough. You're not good enough. You're a bad person. You're a selfish person. They're just totally admitting how they truly see themselves beneath their mask, okay? And their reactivity as you turn the tables on them has completely exposed them to everyone. The sun, this is the light at the end of the tunnel. This is your freedom. This is your liberation, your self-confidence. You're unstoppable. You're unshakable. You're unmovable. You're unbothered. okay, by them. And this is what makes them feel very scared and intimidated because you're someone that they can't control. Okay, they may have done a million and one things to try and cause you pain, to try and make you fearful. They were trying to make you feel so fearful that you would shut your mouth and not speak the truth about the abuse that you've been through. But they failed at that as well. Okay, you're unafraid to just speak the truth. It's your birthright. You have every right to express everything that you've been through at the hands of this person. So this is you shining bright. This is you healing a lot of wounds, okay? Like this whole situation came into your life to make you clearly realize that you are an incredible person, that you're extremely strong, you're indestructible, that this really, really helps you to really anchor in your personal empowerment, not giving your power away. It made you overcome your fears and anxieties in major ways. So this is you shining bright, okay? This is you thriving. This person is forced to witness you rising up and becoming strong and becoming so happy and knowing what you want. You know, they also made it very clear to you exactly what you don't want in your life. This person had a ton of unrealistic expectations, and one of those was for you to just deal with all of their BS, and you knew how ridiculous that is. Like, it's not your problem. It never was. But because they're so self-destructive and out of control, like they tried to make it everyone else's problem. This is why they sought you out, because you're very strong, you're very stable, you're very capable of putting the pieces back together, okay? And you may have done this for this person for a while, but you're very good at putting the pieces back together when it comes to yourself and your own life. So you're taking everything you've learned from this situation and becoming a much higher version of yourself. And they're having to witness all of this. Okay, this is also why they're intimidated, because they know you could have a powerful voice, or if they came towards you, you would just continue to trigger them left, right, and center because you see right through them. You know exactly who they are by coming towards you. They know that they would be so triggered. They know they would feel so disempowered because you see right through their mask, which is all a pretense of being empowered, but really it's just cowardice in disguise. It's fear in disguise. You're the true strength. You always were. That's why they had to work 10 to the dozen to try and make you feel fearful and make you believe that you're the weak one, because deep down they always knew that you're the strong, indestructible one. This is you receiving everything that was taken from you. You're receiving back tenfold. Okay, you passed the test. Okay, this wasn't a test to be cruel by the divine. This was to really get you onto the path of really knowing who you truly are, really knowing your worth, really knowing your strength, overcoming fear, so fear and anxiety isn't blocking you as much anymore. So this is your prayers being answered. This is abundance coming in. This is confidence coming in. This is people who genuinely love and support you coming in, and it's a reflection of you, okay? You are someone who is so loving, kind, generous. This is why this person came towards you as well. It's totally not a bad thing. Please don't feel embarrassed or ashamed of being so loving, kind, and generous. This is your biggest strength. You've learned like healthy boundaries, strong boundaries, and to not be coerced or intimidated into giving more than you feel comfortable giving. But the divine has witnessed, the divine knows that you are so loving, kind, generous, supportive, considerate, all of these wonderful things that you are, you know, whatever you give out, you are receiving. You are receiving that true recognition, because this toxic person, they did not recognize the beauty in you. Like they saw this within you, but they just saw it as an opportunity in their mind. You are a great opportunity for them to steal all kinds of things from you, receive all kinds of things from you. You know, that's the level to which they could see you as an opportunity, but they didn't recognize they're so low vibrational that they don't know how to appreciate a really, really good thing when they have it. Okay, this is why they're an absolute fool as well. Like, people are seeing them as foolish because you are this incredible person and you are providing so much in so many different ways, and they didn't even have the eyes to see it or the ability to even appreciate it. So this is deep recognition coming in. This is those souls like soul family who really love you, really value you, really recognize and appreciate that you are this incredible person. So this is where all of this love and generosity and support is coming right back to you. And we have, wow, the Nine of Pentacles. This is your independence. This is your ability to be so abundant. You manifest, you attract abundance again. It's a reflection of who you truly are coming right back to you. And this toxic person is being forced to see you thriving and growing, and you know they want to steal all of this away from you. They wanted you to be in financial trouble if that resonates. But this is all about, immense abundance financially. But it represents abundance in all areas of your life. They wanted to steal your confidence, but you're more confident than ever now. They wanted to ruin your relationships or how everyone saw you, but people are actually seeing the real you come out of your shell, and they're seeing you as this absolutely incredible person. You're receiving so much more deep recognition. We have lust here. Interesting. So I always see this as like the Venus character here as well. Like you are this divine feminine. You could be the divine masculine as well. Okay. But you are this divine being with this lust. I feel as though they wanted to race towards you. They race this toxic person, race towards you like a moth to a flame. Okay. Lust. Yeah. Yeah. There may have been a lot of sexual attraction and magnetism, but I'm seeing this lust is like they were so excited to receive all kinds of things for you. Okay. But look, they're a chameleon here. They were changing their colors, changing their mask to mirror back to you what they thought you wanted them to be or what you needed them to be so that you would open the door to them and they could get their foot through the door. So yeah, changing their colors, changing their mask, changing, how they're coming across to try and deceive you, to try and fool you. Initially, it may have worked, but they've discovered too late that you're too smart to be fooled. This is like you're receiving a lot of attraction, I feel, from genuine people. Like if you're coming out of your shell, if you are being seen as very strong, very intelligent, your head screwed on, all of these things, very loving, kind, generous. I feel like you're receiving a lot of attraction from much more healthy people. We have convention. I'm telling you, they tried to get you imprisoned. It's like they could have tried to get you tied in with them. This is what narcissists often do. So they could have tried to marry you. So there's that, legal contract with your marriage, or they may have tried to have a child with you so that you're always bound to them in those sense, or they try to create a business or get their foot through the door with your business or anything like that. They try to tie you in with convention, and you may have felt stuck in the middle of all of this crap that they were creating for a while. But again, this is beneath this movement, powerful, unstoppable movement. And I'm hearing this whole situation has helped you break free in general from some sort of convention or limited mindset or limited way of seeing certain things. Your mind is open, much more open. Yeah, look, independence right beneath the independence of the Nine of Pentacles. You have a very strong mind, okay? They were trying to manipulate your mind. They're trying to make you believe a lot of things, making you feel small and stuck. But you just really highlighted to them how weak they are. I'm telling you, you're the true strength. They're just cowardice and weakness trying to masquerade as strength and empowerment, but they're very fearful beneath all of that. That's where it's coming from. The fears, and you're very independent. They couldn't affect your mind. Not for long anyway. They couldn't change how you see yourself other than you've transformed into seeing yourself in even more amazing ways. Optimism. Wow. Right beneath the Sun card, which is the most positive card in the tarot. So, optimism. Look, movement forward. The divine is leading you forward. There's celebration of your liberation. This celebration, how you've passed the test with flying colors, like you've learned everything that you were supposed to learn from this situation to get you onto a higher timeline, to make you more confident and unstoppable and more on the path of your highest good and the path of your spiritual purpose as well. There's people cheering you on. That's like soul family, your biggest supporters, those who genuinely love and appreciate you. And yeah, look, generosity. I always say this reminds me of the Six of Pentacles. There's a lot of synchronicity in this reading, a lot of confirmation. We have the Independence card and independence, the Sun and optimism. And now we have the generosity and generosity. You receiving everything that you need, require, deserve. I'm telling you, this whole situation has also happened to really put you on the path of your soul family, to create powerful connections. In some cases, you may have met your twin flame through this situation, and there's this mirror generosity. You're meeting your match, okay? Your mirror of someone who loves you completely, someone who's so generous, someone who adores you, everything that you are. You're meeting your mirror here through your twin flame or soul tribe, soulmates. So, what does Spirit need you to know right now? What is their messages for you? Anything is possible. Okay, there's so much liberation that you've moved into now. Anything is possible. You could be feeling called to rewire your mind. Working with the law of attraction, whatever you believe is what you manifest. So you've become much more open-minded, that you're in control of how you perceive yourself or how you perceive situations, and then it comes into your reality. Okay? This may have also been a test. This may have also been a very powerful learning opportunity where you had to change your vibration. You had to change your mindset. You had to overcome fears and, do a lot of metamorphosis. And then the world has liberated you from this situation of as a reflection of all of this hard work that you've done to change your own mindset or see things from a higher perspective. So you're realizing much more that you're a very powerful manifestor as well. You can make a difference. For some of you, this whole situation is tied to your soul purpose, like you are a cheerleader with this generosity. You could be feeling called, and don't feel under pressure if you're still going through liberating yourself. And this will come at the right time if it resonates. You may be called to help others, okay? Like everything you've learned from this situation, you become the leader. You become the cheerleader, the guide, helping others feel strong, empowered, and helping them liberate themselves from their own suffering or toxic situations, or how to get out of a narcissistic relationship. Nothing can dull your sparkle. I'm telling you, they've experienced a huge narcissistic collapse because they totally thought that they were all powerful and they could dim your light, dull your sparkle. They saw you as this bright, shining light, and they wanted to completely snuff that out, okay, within you. They wanted to feel all powerful, that they completely crushed you and you'll never recover. But they've had a rude awakening. Not only have you recovered, you're bouncing back to the point of absolutely thriving, and you're growing in so many areas of your life, in your internal world. Nothing can dull your sparkle. You are the rude awakening that they needed. You were their karma. Okay? You are brave and strong beyond measure. Okay? You're really realizing that they're seeing this. They're feeling intimidated literally just because you're not afraid to just speak the truth and be that empowerment and not being intimidated. Their games don't work on you. Their manipulations, their abuse doesn't work on you or no longer works on you. Basically, you are brave and strong, and people are really amazed at this as well. Like, a lot of people are seeing this, believe in yourself, and you can achieve anything. I'm telling you, your self-belief has gone through the roof. And this is why your whole trajectory of your life has changed, and you're attracting in so much more positivity in all areas of your life to reflect how you are changing, transforming within. Believe in yourself and you can achieve anything. This is one of the main things you have learned through this very difficult, tough situation, this immense challenge. But you've come out the other side so much brighter, wiser, stronger, and this person they discovered way too late that you're too smart to be fooled, and now they're intimidated because you're just shining out the truth very powerfully. So if you've appreciated this reading, please consider buying me a hot chocolate by leaving a super thanks comment below. All donations are humbly appreciated. Thank you so much to everyone who's already donated and sent a super thanks in the comments. It really does mean a lot to me. If this reading has resonated with you, please let me know in the comments. Give it a thumbs up, share it, subscribe. That all really helps me out with the algorithm. Thank you so much for joining me here. Take care. Bye.